Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back with a new Viking Orations. Got another review for you today, and this time I'm going to be talking to you about the forthcoming album from the band Casket Robbery, entitled Rituals of Death. Now, if you're not familiar with Casket Robbery, they are a brutal death metal band out of Madison, Wisconsin. Been around since 2010, featuring Corey Scheider and Troy Powell handling the guitars. You have Brian Bukowski. Hopefully, I said your last name right. If not, I apologize. On the bass, Eric Schultek. Hopefully, I said your name right as well. If not, I apologize. Handling the drums, and then finally, Megan Orvold Scheider on vocals. This is the band's second full-length album. It is 10 tracks, just a little over 31 and a half minutes in length. Though it must be noted that the CD version of this album will come with a bonus track entitled From Hell, so that's going to be really cool to hear that when it comes out. And honestly, I've known about Casket Robbery for a while now. In fact, their 2016 album, Evolution of Evil, has been on my want list for a while, and I still don't know why I keep forgetting to pick that up when I'm deciding to buy some stuff. But yeah, anyway, I was very excited when they announced that they were going to be putting out a new album, and I was even more excited when a promo for it showed up in my inbox. And honestly, this album kicked my ass from the get-go. The guitars have a great tone to them, nice and heavy, hitting you with mid to fast-paced riffing, with some chugged sections and breakdowns, some of which can get a little deathcore-ish at times, which might turn off some people, but it's not very often. The guitars on here are just honestly just really well done, in my opinion. They also deliver some really tasty guitar solos on here, and at times I also hear in some of the riffs like a Slipknot, Mick Thompson vibe to them. And, again, that might turn off some people, but, I'm a huge fan of Slipknot. I'm especially a huge fan of Mick and his guitar playing. I think he's a great player, so to me, that is definitely a compliment to say that. Great bass tone on here as well. It's thick and heavy with just a little bit of a twang to it, and while it's not too upfront in the mix, it is definitely very easily heard throughout this album. Now, when you get to track 2, Don't Forget the Eyes, at about 18 seconds into this song, this is one of several examples throughout the album, actually, where the bass does kind of come through a little bit more, really giving you a great idea how great that tone actually is. Solid drum production, great patterns, rolls, and fills, and I love not only the blast beats, but I love his double bass work on here. Get my page turned here. All right. I also love the use of keyboards on this album, as they're not overly done, yet they're used at the right times to really create an atmosphere or really give a nice accompaniment. Really great example of that is track number 7, The Hidden, The Hideous. About 21 seconds into the song, these kind of mystical sounding keys come in with these kind of like layered whispered vocals over the top of them, and at least a really sick vocal part before launching full speed ahead at 32-second mark. Now, these keyboards actually appear throughout this song, but about the third time they come in, this time minus the whispered vocals, is at about the 140 mark, and it has this really sick bass riff accompanying it, and at least a really nice breakdown section at the 151 mark that reminds me a bit of the song Second Death by Black Tongue, which is absolute banger of a song. But yeah, love the keyboards on here. Really well done. Vocally, Megan delivers a really strong and varied performance on this album. I feel her standard delivery is kind of like a sort of deathly shout, almost kind of reminiscent a little bit of Angela Gossow. Not Angela's growl, but more of her shouted style of vocals. But she also incorporates growls as well, which can get really low at times. I was really impressed by how low her growls actually got, as well as some other sick sounds on here. You get to track number 3, Death's Dance. At about the 235 mark, she does these like really creepy whispered vocals that she alternates with her standard vocal delivery. So it's like, she'll deliver one line, then she'll do this whisper, and then it just alternates back and forth. And honestly, it sounds like a she-demon that is whispering in your ear very eerily, and it really creeps you out the first time you hear it. Then you get to track number 4, Postmortem. At 2:14, she does this spoken word passage to end the song, and you get this kind of like handbell that's being rung as she's doing these vocals, and they actually you know, they do these bells like kind of like over the top of the vocals with this kind of echoey effect added to them, to the vocals, as well as a kind of like a stuttering or warbly effect at the very end. It just makes for a very disturbing sound and a disturbing way to end the song. Overall, I think this is an absolutely solid release from this 5-piece death unit. It's heavy. It has elements that, you know, or should I say moments where they produce a nice headbangable groove to them, and topped off by a very ferocious vocal performance from frontwoman Megan. Yeah, I give this a solid 9 out of 10. Go check out Casket Robbery. I will leave a link down below so you can check them out for yourself. Check out the singles and pick up a copy. This comes out November 11th through Blood Blast Distribution. So yeah, like I said, I will leave links down below so you can check everything out for yourself. Pick up a copy. I know I've got mine already pre-ordered. So yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal.